Hey guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Today we're going to be adding some quick and easy elements to your mini albums. These are going to be 5-minute add-ons, super quick to make, and so let's get right to it. A little bit ago, I shared with you this mini album, and this is one of the books that I have created for my YouTube channel members. So if you are part of the bonus tutorial membership, you have access to this mini album here. I also created a separate video class if you would like to just work on this book by itself, but today we are going to be adding some super easy, fun, interactive elements. So these are going to be 5 minutes or less each, and I can't wait to get started. So I want this book to, of course, be super fun and dynamics, being Disney and everything, and I think this will make a really beautiful baby's first birthday, maybe of course a vacation to Disney, or you can even take the page ideas and turn it into any occasion also. But yeah, so let's get right on to making some interactive features for this book, which you can of course add to any of your mini albums as well. So I'm gonna be using a combination of lightweight and heavyweight, so I'm gonna be kind of pointing out which one I'm using, and also I am creating a cutting guide. So if you would like to see the cutting list and more detail which cardstock I'm using for what, I will have that link below as well. So I am going to start first with some heavyweight cardstock, and I'm gonna make one of my favorite interactive elements because this page is just so easy to make. It creates so much dimension and just adds so much to your layouts. So I'm going to cut one piece at 5.5 by 8.5, and we are going to be scoring these along the 8.5. I'm going to score at 1, 2, and at 7.5. Okay, and then we are going to fold along the score line here. So we're gonna fold and fold. And then the second piece here, I am going to cut these to 5.25 by 4.25. And so we are gonna have these two sections here, and we are going to score along the 4.25 at 1/2 inch. So we're gonna score at 1/2 inch and at 1/2 inch here, and we're just simply going to fold along the score lines, and we are going to glue these two pieces on the center section of this layout here. So we're just gonna add some glue and place one on each side right here. Press down, and then we are going to add this one on the other side. And this is an element that you can add after you add your paper. So if you already have a mini album that you already have paper added to, that's absolutely okay to create this layout here. In fact, all of the pieces that I'm going to be adding, you can add after you glue your paper. You can add it before also as well, but you have some flexibility there. So this is going to be our layout. So now we're going to bring back our book and just choose a page where we want to put this piece. So I was thinking here on this front page, I won't do a walkthrough of this book, but I will link below the previous video where I did a full walkthrough here if you want to see that, if you missed that. So over here I have a large accordion fold, so I'm going to place it on this opening page here, and I am going to be actually gluing this 1 inch that is by itself down here or up here right below this score line. So I'm going to add the glue and line this up below that bending line, and we're gonna center that. Okay, And then on this other side, we have the two 1-inch score lines. So I'm going to add my glue on this 1-inch here on the edge. It's hard to see on the black cardstock, but we have 1-inch and the other 1-inch. And then we're gonna fold these two sections back and just gonna lay that flat, and now close this page here. And we're just gonna give this a minute to dry, and then when you open this page, you're gonna have these 3D, and I won't be adding the paper right now, but we're just gonna go ahead and close that up, and that is gonna be our first super easy add-on technique. Now I'm going to create another one for these two sections here. I'm going to cut two pieces. These are going to be 4.5 by 8. Okay, so I'm gonna do actually, let me do this by 7.5. So 4.5 by 7.5, and we are going to score these two pieces here along the 4.5. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, and along the 7.5 we are going to score at 3 3/4, and we're going to do the same for this second one here. And then we are just going to add or fold here. We're gonna add some double-sided tape on these 1/2 inch score line. So I have just a little bit of tape left, hopefully enough for this layout here. So we're just gonna add the double-sided tape on this 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna fold this one and add the double-sided tape here. Oh, see, I don't have enough, but that's okay. I can always use my glue. And then we're going to fold the other way. And you want to cut the corners out. And we're gonna do the same with this one. Fold along the other score line. Okay, and then we're going to cut both corners like that. So we have our two little pop-up pieces here. So again, we're gonna bring back our book and select the page. Of course, you can do just one of these for any of, if you're not working on this particular book, you can add this to any of your books on any flap that you may have. Okay, and we are going to start with this one here. So let's see here, let's open it. The smaller side here is the one that I'm going to be using as a reference. So I'm going to place this pop-up on top here. So what you want to do is match this little corner, this little tip here on the bending line has to touch this bending line right here. So that is how we're going to place it. And then of course you want to angle it because you don't want these to stick out to the side. You want to bend it or rotate it so it's only it's all within the piece here. And now I'm just going to I'm going to hold it and remove the double-sided tape, close that up, and now I'm going to remove the double-sided tape on this side and close that up. And now when we open this up, we have a cute little pop-up over here, and I'm going to do the other one right here to have a symmetric page. So again, we're just gonna have that kind of match. This little tip is going to touch that bending line, and then over here you're just gonna make sure that you're within your space and just hold it, remove the tape, and now we're gonna close these, press down, and then when you open it, you're gonna remove the tape here, and I'm gonna just add a little glue to finish this up right there, and then you're gonna close that. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this for a second. The glue works just fine, but you do have to give it a little bit more time to dry compared to the tape. And then when you open it, you're gonna have another pop-up page here. So you have a double pop-up, so it just makes the book a lot more interactive, super cute to look at your pictures. And then of course you still have room on these other places to add more pictures, and then more places there as well. So for this next feature, I am going to be switching to lightweight cardstock, and we are going to cut 4 pieces at 5 by 5. So I'm just gonna do here 5 by 5, and these are all on lightweight. Okay, so 5 by 5 and 5 by 5, and then I am going to be cutting one piece of the heavyweight, and this one is going to be 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm also going to cut a small little piece, and this one is going to be 3 by 3. Okay, so then we are going to start with these 2 pieces here, and what you want to do is just find the center. So I'm going to softly score here at 1 1/2 and 1 1/2, okay, on this 3-inch piece, and we are going to poke a hole right here at the center. Okay, and then for the piece that measures 5 1/4, we are going to score at 2 5/8 and at 2 5/8 here, also just to find the center. Okay, now you can also just simply cross a line with your pencil and find the center that way. And we are going to hold these 2 pieces together, and now we are going to be using a little brat because we do want to make these spin. So I'm going to grab a brat here from my stash. Actually, I'm going to grab a bigger one here. So I do have these pink ones. Okay, and let's see if I can get just one of these out here. There we go. And you're going to use these brats to join these 2 together. Okay, so you want the larger piece on top and the smaller piece on the bottom. So I'm going to use my brat and pass this through, and then we're going to use the other one and pass that through as well. And then we are going to close these up right there. Okay, so now what we're doing is creating a spinning base here for our layout. Let's put that to the side, and back to these 5 by 5 pieces, we are going to score at 2 1/2 on both sides. Okay, so 2 1/2, 2 1/2, and 2 1/2, and 2 1/2, and same thing on this other one. And then we're simply going to cut along one of the lines and just fold these to the other corner here. Okay, so we're just gonna fold this piece, press down, and then we are going to glue these together. So let's fold these along the score lines as well, and we are just going to glue that. Oh, I need to fold these along the score line, and then the 2 open sections we're going to glue. So I'm going to add my glue here and join those 2, so that way we have over here, if you push this in and fold it, we have a 3D page, right? So this will open up like that, and we have a cute little 3D page. I love the size of this thing, and we're just gonna do the same. So I'm gonna cut along the score line and fold these to the other corner, and then we're gonna fold along all the score lines here, fold, and then we're going to glue these together and join these right there like that, and then we're gonna close these and press down, and then we're just gonna repeat the process for the other two. Okay, so fold, press down, fold along all the score lines, and I'm just gonna do this one here just to save a little time, do them at the same time, and then fold this. And now we're just gonna glue the two sides together, and then just fold this in, press down, and same thing over here, glue these two together, glue these together and push this in and fold down. And now we're gonna add these 4 pieces onto our little base here. So you want to make sure, open this, and you want to make sure the folded line is going to be on the 3D plane. So you don't want to obviously glue the one that has the fold. You don't want to glue that one down. Okay, you want to make sure that one is going to stay on one of the sides. And so we're just going to glue this down here, and I'm going to put that right there, and then I'm going to glue the other one. Okay, so again, this one's gonna go right here. You just want to make sure that you can fold all of these pieces and down, and then we're going to do this next one. So I want to put that one over here, and it's good to glue them open so that way you know how they're gonna look when you open them like that. And then these are gonna fold down, and then this is our last one, so that will go right here, and there we go. So now we have our, it's almost like a window page, but once you open it, this will be a carousel page because it's going to spin around here. So now we are going to place these on our book here, and I'm actually thinking I'm gonna put it maybe on the mini side, since I have kind of like a pink brat at the center here. So I might make this into a mini page. I'm gonna put it all the way back. Oh, I don't want to cover that. Okay, so never mind with that idea. I don't want to cover that. And here, it's too small for that one. Or actually, we could put it right here, and this can still close like that. And then we will have that pocket back here. So I could do that one. And then we also have this mini page here. So maybe this will be a better place for that. So maybe I'll just go ahead and glue that down here. Okay, so all we're gonna do is glue the small 3x3 square section. Okay, so you only want to add glue to that 3x3 square and place that down. And now we have a fun interactive element on our book. So this is going to open up like that. You can have your little pictures in there, and then this is going to spin, and look how cute this picture is. And if you are at this place, and if you're doing a Disney book and you have pictures on the carousel, you know, the horses, you can just put them here, and that will be so cute to play with. So we're gonna close these. Actually, you don't need magnets here if you're closing it. So I'm gonna close and close and close and close that up. For this next layout, I am going to switch back to the heavyweight cardstock, and we're gonna cut 2 pieces. These are gonna be 2 by 5.5, and we are going to score at 1, 2, and at 4.5. And we're just gonna do the same here. 1, 2, and 4.5. And we are going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so fold and fold. And then same here. We're gonna fold, fold, and fold. And then I'm going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be, let me see if I have enough cardstock here. So that might be a little too small. So I'm going to cut another page here, and I think I'm just gonna use this piece. And this is going to be 3.5 by 4. Okay, and I'm just using lightweight for this. That should be enough. So 3.5 by 4, and then we are going to bring back our book and open your gatefold page, and we are going to be adding these as floating pieces here. So just like we did before, we are going to glue only the 1-inch section to one of the opening sides. Okay, right there like that. And then you're gonna fold these 2 back and add the glue on the one on the edge and close these up. And that is gonna be 1. And then we're gonna do the same here on the other side. So add the 1-inch right there. And then we're going to fold these and add glue on the one on the edge. Keep both folded, and now we're gonna close the whole page here, and then just press and down. So when you open it, you're gonna see the 2 bases here, and you could keep it this like that, but because I want this to be floating, I am going to add these 2 pieces, 1 on each side here. And I have the 4 inches going up and down, and the 3.5 going side to side. And we're just gonna add glue right there and place 1 here. I am leaving a little space, not going all the way to the edge here of the wall. And then we're gonna do the same on this one and add this little bit right there. So again, probably less than 5 minutes. Super easy technique to add to your books, especially your gatefolds. And now when you open it, you're gonna have your 2 little floating pages here. You can also add pictures on the back right there, and there you go. And so there you have it. These are going to be our super quick and easy 5-minute ideas to add interactive elements to your mini albums. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and also consider becoming a channel member, where I always offer a bonus tutorial, technique video, and also some live crafting once a month. And so yeah, so I am excited to continue decorating this book and finally start adding my pictures here. So don't forget that I do have the cutting guide and the video class for this full book as well, and everything will be linked on the description box below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.